Hey everybody, Fred here from the Canadian Daily, and I have some questions coming in about the Vixen Christmas light controller, or light controller in general. It doesn't have to be Christmas, you can use it for Halloween or any holiday for that matter. One question is from DJ Move It. So basically he or she wants to know how to set up the shows. Is it one big sequence, or can you run something once and then multiple sequences and then stuff like that? So the short and the long of it all is, yes, you can have one thing play at the very beginning, then have all your sequences run for the allotted time that you have it set for. Then you can have one at the end, if you so wish. Or you don't have to. You can just sequence them all together, and then they'll just keep repeating until the time of the show was over. So I'm going to show you all how to do that right now, right here. And I'm using a release 3.7 U4. There's a 3.8. I'm not going to go up to that right now. Everything seems to be working right here at 3.7. So you don't have to bother with any of this down here, because we're going to pretend right now that you have all your sequences and your display and all that stuff is all done, and you just want to schedule your show, because this is what this video is about, scheduling the show. So we go right up here to the Schedular tab, as you can see, and we have three choices: shows, schedules, and enabled. We'll leave enabled out for right now because I'll show you that at the very end. Shows is where we want to click. So I'm here now in the next window. It says the show name, and it says Halloween 2021 weekends only. Okay, so you want to know if you can have something play once or all the time or whatever. So basically, your tabs here: startup, background, sequential, and shutdown. These are the ones you're going to use. The background, just ignore it. I don't ever use background. I don't know how many people do. There might be some information on it on the Vixen.com site, but I just use startup, sequential, and shutdown. So startup. Okay, so you want to have one thing play at the very beginning. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have one intro coming in. So right down here, we're going to go down to the plus, and that'll add. Okay, so you've added a sequence. So it says run sequence. Well, in order to get that sequence, it'll come up here. But what we have to do is go over here and tell it what sequence to pick. So I'm going to go into my files and pick up a sequence, and I'm going to pick the Psycho theme and click OK or open, because that's just in my folder, so it just comes up like your file manager. Okay, and then it adds it in right here. Okay, so that is in your startup. Okay, now if you want nothing, if you only want it to play once, this is where you put it. If you want it to continually playing, you can't put it, you can't keep it there. Well, you can keep this here, but if you want it to continually playing, like repeat after itself further on, you have to put it in the sequential file. Now if you want something at the very end of your show, after everything is said and done, and you want to say like, hi, this is Winter Wonderland Lights, and we're ready to close for the night. See you again tomorrow. Well, then you find that file sequence, and you would put it in here. Okay, so I'll pick it and call it the test file, okay, or the test sequence. So my startup is Psycho theme, my shutdown is test. They're only going to play once. Okay, startup, the very first thing it's going to play is the Psycho theme. Then it's going to run into the sequential, and it's going to play them over and over and over from start to finish, continually looping until your time at your show is just about ready to go off. And what it'll do is then move over to the shutdown tab and run that last sequence. Okay, so it could be in the middle of a song here, and it'll just fade that song down, and it'll automatically go into shutdown tab and play that last sequence. Okay, and then it'll completely shut your show off for the night, and it's ready to go the next time. Okay, so basically next we will go into sequence. We have startup and we have our shutdown files. Okay, played once, the beginning and end only. Sequential, what are we going to run? Okay, Well, let's set up our show now. So say you want the psycho theme again. Let's open it. Okay, let's you got to continue adding every time. Add and then go into your folder like this. Add again. Go into your folder. Pick another one. Hit open. It opens it up into this sequential tab. Okay, so let's keep doing it just so you get an idea of what's going on, and you click in there. Okay, so we got 4 in there, so this will give you the idea. Okay, now, okay, so right off the bat, what you're going to see it do when the sequence or the show starts, it'll run the startup file, which is psycho theme. Then it goes into sequential, which is also the psycho theme. Oh, heck, I don't want it playing twice in a row. Okay, so you just click and drag it to where you want it. Let's say right smack in the middle. Close enough, okay? So what's going to happen is it's going to play Psycho's theme for your startup, then switch over to sequential and go Creatures of the Night, Psycho theme, Stranger Things theme, and Grimming Ghosts. And then after, it'll just keep playing and playing and playing, and when your show is about ready to finish, it'll go into the shutdown tab and run the test or your end, like goodbye everybody, we'll see you tomorrow night type of thing, okay? Now, that is all you have to do. But you must click OK here. Okay, that saves it. Now, right here, back here again, you're not quite finished because you have to click close. Now that saves it, okay? That saves it in your scheduler, in your shows. So we can go back into our shows, click on Halloween 2021 Weekends Only, okay? Click the edit button. It will bring it back up. So you can go back and edit, you can change, you can delete, you can take out. If you don't want Psycho theme as your beginning, you say, okay, I want to, hello, this is Peter Pumpkin, blah, 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 or it's Frosty the Snowman. So, okay, well, we can take it out. So now we're back in here again after we clicked on our edit tab, our edit pencil, and we're back up again. So you can see we're back into the Weekends Only. And we don't want Psycho theme as our beginning. We want to say, oh, Frosty the Snowman here, wishing you a very Merry Christmas and hope you enjoy our light show tonight. So, you want to change that file, you can hit the delete button. And you go back into your little information thing and come back up and it will you can pick another song for it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our Vixen here. And we're going to click on the tab up top that says Schedular, okay? And mine is open, so it won't come down. And first one is shows, and then it is Schedular. You don't pick shows, you go to the next one, and then it'll come up as this fella right here, okay? So what we have is our shows, and it'll show us here. When you first set them up, there won't be anything here, okay? You set your shows up, so then you got to add them in the scheduler, okay? So you go add a new scheduled show. So we're going to go up here to the Weekend Only one that we had done. Now you can enable or disable your schedule. We're going to enable it because we want it to run. So we want it to start October the 1st this year, and we want it to end on October 31st. So notice that all the days are ticked off. They may be or they may not be. So you want to make sure that only the days you want on your scheduler are on. So it'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Sunday, Friday, and Saturday, okay? Now your start time, you can set it to whatever time you like. Okay, we'll say 5 p.m. And we'll just say for demonstration purposes, we'll go till 8 p.m. So it'll last 3 hours and whatever. We'll hit OK. That's it right there. Now, if we want to disable a show, they're all enabled right now. So it knows what shows are where. So, but because my continuous run is running 24 hours, I don't want that one to interfere with anything else. So I can either delete it, but I don't want to delete it because then I have to go back and set it all up again. Or I can go in and hit the edit, which is your pencil right there, and disable it. So it's not enabled anymore. You just click off that, so make sure it's just an empty box, and hit OK, and you'll see disabled come up in your little box right there. All right, so that is it. That is all that's to it. When you hit Scheduler tab again up top, you'll have a drop down. Shows, schedules, and enabled. Now by default, it's not enabled. It's just, there's nothing there. If we want the shows to run, what we have to do is click on it. It will enable it, and there will be a further window come up. And if I can get it to come up on my screen here, I'll show you what that one looks like. It's just a small one. It's not very big, but there it is right there. That is your scheduler status, okay? Now, we can stop all shows instantaneously by pressing that stop button, okay? And it'll come up, all shows disabled. So nothing will run at all. We hit play, it'll say up next, Halloween 21, weekends only, okay? If we want to stop it gracefully, so it's not like an abrupt bang, show is over, we can slow that down, and it'll just slow down and gracefully stop. That's what this time button is right here. It'll continue on, basically fade the show out, okay? That's it. Now, the log, you won't see anything here until your show actually runs, okay? So when your show starts to run, it'll say processing, blah, 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 blah. Then it'll say running sequence number 1, whatever, okay? So if you want to keep track of what's playing, just open your log book here, and it'll show you what's here. And the last one on the top is what's playing, because it'll scroll down as it keeps adding the list. It'll go down. It'll force it down to the bottom of the page. That's all it is for setting up your shows and your schedules and your start, your finish, and your sequences in the middle. I hope that's been some help to you, DJ Move It. I hope that answers your question. That's about all I really know. There may be more in-depth talks on this, but I just thought I'd do that one for you, and anyone else that might need some help on that. That's about it for me today. I will talk to you guys again later. If you have any more questions, please let me know, and I'll try to find it out for you and save you the trouble of finding it out. And I'll learn something, and then in the end, we'll all learn something. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon.